One of the best new additions to Super Mario Party Jamboree is its Pro rule set. I'll get into all of the details of what this competitive rule set is in a bit, but in a nutshell, the Pro rules set out to remove a lot of luck-based elements in favor of the more skill-based ones. This addition excites me because it could lead to Mario Party being taken seriously as a competitive game with the likes of Smash Bros. And Mario Kart, which is something I have been hoping to see for the series for a long time. However, there is one glaring issue with the Pro rules. There is no toggling of the Pro rules whatsoever. You play the way they say. And to make matters worse, a lot of these Pro rules cannot be used in a standard Mario Party match. Why did the developers do this, and how does it affect the gameplay? Let's go over Mario Party Jamboree's rule sets and ask ourselves if the game rules are too strict. Let's start with a quick overview of the Pro rule set. 1. 12 turns only. 2. 1 bonus star, and you know what that bonus star is at the beginning of the game and can strategize around it. 3. Each player starts the game with 1 item chosen from a selected pool of standardized items, and also items are limited throughout the game. 4. Lucky spaces either give you 10 coins or double dice, and you get to choose which. 5. Bad luck spaces always give 7 of your coins to last place. 6. Bowser spaces always steal 1 star. 7. Hidden blocks and chance time spaces do not appear. And 8. You can try to steal a star when you duel another player. There's some other minor changes as well, but the ones I listed are the highlights. While these Pro rules are great, I've got a few nitpicks. Let's start with the big one. 12 measly turns. 12 turns is too low. I just think 20 turns is a better number. Mario Party is already a game you're committing a bit of time to. It's not like Smash or Mario Kart where the matches last less than 5 minutes most of the time. 12 turns just does not give you enough time to really take in the full game. I get why they went with 12 turns in the context of it being the standard Pro mode, and I wouldn't have such an issue with 12 turns being the default if they would just let us press 1 button to make a competitive game 20 turns. Maybe they made the turn count strict because of the item restrictions, but come on, was there really no other way around that? How about 24 turns, and the items reset on turn 12? Would that have really been so hard? Also, while knowing what the bonus star is better than the alternative, being not knowing what the bonus star is, which effectively just grants 3 random stars to random players at the end of the match, I'm pretty much against having bonus stars at all. Whether you know what the bonus star is or not, I still think they're a very flawed mechanic. A star is the main thing you get in Mario Party, and you don't get many of them in a given game. Having a whole extra star be arbitrarily given because you traveled fewer spaces or whatever, it just feels like a handout to me. Again, knowing what it is helps this, but ideally there'd just be no bonus stars at all. And if you disagree with me, and you like bonus stars, I think you'll agree with me when I say that we should just be allowed to turn off the 1 bonus star. Or, should we choose, make it 3 bonus stars. I'm also kind of on the fence about the whole Bowser automatically stealing a star thing. In terms of gameplay, I think it's actually too harsh a punishment, and it's also a little boring. Bowser spaces in other contexts could do a variety of things. They can switch around players, they can even out the coins, and even trigger a stressful Bowser minigame. And yeah, sometimes Bowser just nabbed your star too, but he didn't do it every time. I think I would have personally rathered Bowser minigames to be triggered by the Bowser space instead of just losing the star. It gives the player a chance to defend themselves when they land on the space, or even rope in other players for a Bowser minigame. Ideally, it should have gone like this. When a Bowser space is landed on, it would trigger a 4-player Bowser minigame, where, if a player who didn't land on Bowser's space loses, they lose half their coins. And if the player who did land on the Bowser space loses, they lose a star. Or if they have no stars, all of their coins. But those are my nitpicks on the Pro rules. The Pro rules are not my main criticism of the game. My main criticism is that we do not get to change the rules as we see fit. The biggest flaw with the Pro rule set is that some of its best features are unusable in the standard party mode. For example, you can only duel with stars at stake in competitive mode. Why? This means that if you want to play a match where stars can be dueled for, you can only do so with the other fixed competitive rules, including the stunted 12 turns. Why couldn't regular mode just let you toggle competitive rule sets? Why is it that if I want to play a 30-turn game, I have to deal with things I hate like random hidden blocks and chance time? Not sure if this is a hot take or not, but chance time shouldn't exist. Period. It shouldn't even be toggleable. It is a creatively bankrupt addition to the game, and should have never been included in Mario Party. If you play Mario Party with chance time, there are no longer stakes to the game. The notion that you can suddenly switch your stars with an opponent with no possible way to defend yourself makes the entire game not matter. If you are a chance time defender, please enlighten me as to why the chance time is a valid addition to Mario Party, other than it being funny that players can suddenly switch stars. Like, yeah, I get it, it's humorous, but it's not good gameplay. I won't deny that that prospect shakes up the game, but I truly ask, how does this do anything other than give completely undeserved wins? And I know a lot of Mario Party is luck-based, but nothing in Mario Party compares to suddenly swapping stars. You can still control chance time and undeserved star-giving hidden blocks by simply restarting the turn if someone lands on it. It's not a perfect fix, but for all my fellow chance time and hidden block haters out there, there's your solution. But I would compromise with chance time just being toggleable, as well as hidden blocks, and also minigames. Why can't we choose which minigames appear in a given game? Personally, I hate button masher minigames. Just pressing A is not gameplay, and never should have been a part of Mario Party. Ideally, they wouldn't be in the game at all, but I'd settle for just being able to go into a list of minigames and choosing to have it not appear, similar to how we turn off certain items in Smash Bros. And one last thing. Why a 30-turn limit? It used to be 50. I get that most people don't play 50-turn games, but I do, and I would like to have them back, please. So now that I've ranted and raved about Nintendo's design decisions here, I'm gonna step into their shoes and ask why they made these decisions in the first place. Quick interruption, then back to the video. Do you enjoy hearing me talk about video games? Maybe you'd like to see me play them. Head on over to Cubicle Plays, where you can watch edited highlights of my live streams. Link in the description. Why does Mario Party, and Nintendo as a whole, insist on these restrictive game design decisions? My guess, it's because of game simplicity. They don't want new players to be bombarded with different choices, as it can confuse them, and if new players choose settings that complicate the game for them too much, they may be turned off from the game as a whole. For example, a new player may not understand how long a 50-turn game actually is, and by ignorantly selecting it, they now ruin their own experience. For Nintendo, they think the solution to this is remove 50-turn games entirely. While I think this is why they made that choice, it does not mean I agree with it. There are better, more creative ways to find the middle road between too much restriction and confusing the newer players. One simple way to do so is to put some of the more advanced settings behind menus that you have to dig a little deeper for. Let's take the 50-turn problem for an example. By default, the maximum amount of turns could be 30, but you could have a setting deep in the options mode that reads, allow higher turn counts, which makes up to 50-turn games, or maybe even more, now selectable when setting up party mode. Maybe even make that option something you have to unlock by playing the story mode. This way, younger or newer players won't know about 50-turn games, while more experienced players will be able to play them as they choose. And, for extra security, have a disclaimer that games over 35 turns are really long and should only be played by dedicated players. The same should go for toggling which minigames, spaces, or items appear in a given game. Just hide them away in the option. Casual players would have no idea and will get to play a more simplified version of the game, while Mario Party veterans like myself, and I assume you, would find out how to change these settings by watching a YouTuber like me go over it. I do believe that more player choice is better, and I acknowledge that more player choice can confuse new players. However, removing player choice entirely is not an acceptable solution to that problem, and it led to worsening my experience of an otherwise excellent game. All in all, Pro Mode is a great addition, and it means that the developers did care about their veteran players when designing the game. However, I look forward to the day that Nintendo games stop telling us how to play their game and give us the freedom to play their games the way that we choose. Hey, if you like this video on Super Mario Party Jamboree, maybe you'd like to see this other Mario Party video right here. Or watch me actually play Super Mario Party Jamboree right here. If you like what I do and want to see me do more of it, consider becoming a channel member or supporting my Patreon. Link in the description. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.